In the name of Amen the Supreme, the All Powerful, the one and only true Lord, and Amen we trust as the Republic of Mentellect, the true 144,000 being gathered in this day and time, the Mentellians. Menzeka Aminun to all my Mentellian brothers and sisters out there, registered members of the Republic of Mentellect, and to all future Mentellians who have yet to find their way home to Amen's covenant, which is the Republic of Mentellect. I send greetings out to you, and I send peace out to you with our Mentellian language by saying to you, Menzeka Aminun. Good evening. I'm your host, the intellectual Nuben Menkares, and this is Mentellect Radio. And tonight we're going to be discussing why we need a real community and culture of our own. Now, when I say this, I'm speaking about the so-called black race. I'm not even talking about us in the Republic of Mentellect, because we now have our own community and culture, our own internationality. Community is being set up, and we have our own Mentellian culture. We are Mentellians. We are not African Americans. We don't respond to black, Negro, African American, and none of these things. Why? Because we made the choice and the decision not to connect ourselves to these terms of the Caucasian or these Negroes that the white man put out to call us these names. Because, see, this is the biggest reason why so-called black people have no respect in this society, why you get treated like second class, third class, fourth class, and everybody behind class citizens. Because you have no community and you have no culture. And when you have no community and culture, you allow anything to breed itself amongst you. You allow all kinds of degeneracy to fester amongst you. It's no wonder you see young black girls growing up, right, really being drug up in a society where they have no respect for nobody, not even for themselves. They don't have no respect for their bodies. They don't have no respect for who they lay down with, nor should they be laying down with just anybody. These young black men don't have no respect for themselves or anybody else. They don't respect life or nothing. Why? Because there is no community and there is no culture in place to teach them, to guide them, to raise them into real men and real women. See, when you want to sit up here and start talking about, oh, we need, because, this guy Claude Anderson, Dr. Claude Anderson, he was on some show. I didn't catch it. Somebody was telling me about it. And, they still keep, trying to sell this old narrative that the so-called black race or black community, not that there's no such thing as a black community, but they keep on trying to push this narrative that all black people need is money, and we need jobs, and we need opportunities, and everything going to be all right. No, everything is not going to be all right. I keep telling you all this. No, everything is not going to be all right. That's not going to make things better. You cannot put a monetary value on dysfunction. I'm going to say it again. You cannot put a monetary value on dysfunction. Right? Mental dysfunction. You cannot make that go away by throwing money at it, throwing jobs at it, petitions at it, all the nonsense that you think that's going to help fix black people or fix their condition. That's not going to help. It is not going to help. Black people need community and culture. And I'm not talking about no African culture, because we're not Africans. I'm not talking about no Negro culture. I'm not talking about no church culture, no Christianity slave culture. I'm not talking about no Islamic slave culture. I'm not talking about no Israelite slave culture or no Moorish slave culture. You understand? I'm not talking about none of that nonsense that has nothing to do with us. Or this new thing you Negroes are going, now you're trying to link up with the Indians. Now you believe you Indians. Another terminology from the so-called white man. Another fake culture that you Negroes are trying to latch on to. Let me ask you something for you Negroes who pushing. Now I understand where you guys are coming from. A lot of you pushing this Indian narrative now, this Indian thing, this so-called Indian identity. Y'all find, oh, we Indians. We not no goddamn Indians. That terminology comes from the white man. You understand? That terminology comes from the white man. You understand? That terminology comes from the white man. We not no Indians. You understand that? We more than that. And we extend past Africa. I told you before, the whole planet belonged to us. And our identity is way bigger than what any man, especially the so called white man, can give us or call us. See, because a lot of you still want to follow the narratives of the damn white man. You still want to, all these terminologies you calling yourself from black, African American, Negro, Indian, African American, all these things you so called calling yourself comes from the white man. Nobody's never going to address that. Even you so called Indians, because I'll ask you guys this. And it shows you how backwards a lot of our people are in following this nonsense, this Indian narrative now, trying to make a culture and community out of this. What is an Indian name? Somebody give me an Indian name. Tell me what language the Indians speak. Tell me where their names of their tribes come from. Tell me where they originate from. Somebody tell me. Tell me what a so-called native, because that's not an identity. Native American and Indian is not an identity. What are their names? Where does their languages come from? How many different languages they got? Where does this all come from? Where does it originate from? Because the ones who claiming to be Indians today, they a mixture of Asian and Caucasian. They a mixture of Asian, Caucasian, and some Mexican. You understand? That's the so-called Indians today. Now, if you want to talk about the Indians who were so-called black, the ones who got mixed in with the Asians when they came over here from the Bering Strait, and our people were over here as the Olmecs. Now, if you want to talk about that, then you got to link it back to the Olmecs. You can't link it to no so-called Indian. Because I notice you Negroes don't never want to claim the Olmecs. You don't want to claim the Mayans and the Incas and the Olmecs and the Aztecs and the ones who are really so-called black people. You don't want to go into that. You rather just go with the Indian narrative. You understand? Another terminology from the white man. You want to try and latch on to identities that have nothing to do with you. You want to be Muslims. You want to be Israelites. You want to be Christians. You want to be Moors. Things that have nothing to do with you, or things that were attached to you, identities, false identities that were attached to you during, the time of slavery here in this society, where the white man still trying to convince you that you were all slaves here in this country, which is a lie. A big lie. He want to hide the fact that he was kidnapping free black people that was walking around here living in America way before they even got here. When they started the slavery thing, how they was going to this, going and kidnapping so-called black people and bringing them down south and making them slaves. They don't want to tell you that. But again, this is what happens when you don't have a community and culture to teach this truth, teach this reality. This is what happens. It's a whole lot of ignorance. You have a lot of poachers that come into the so-called black community. You understand? A lot of culture vultures that come into the black community, so-called black community, which is really not a community, like I said. And you let everybody come in here and make money. People from other real communities, the Asians, the Arabs come in, the Jews. Everybody comes in, the East Indians. All these people come into the so-called black community and suck it dry. Why? Because they know that you so-called black men and black women, y'all don't have no real community and culture. Because if you did have a real community and culture, you wouldn't allow other people to come in and leech off of you. You wouldn't allow other people to come in and make money in your community. You wouldn't allow white people to own buildings in your community, Jews or whoever. You wouldn't allow that. You wouldn't allow other races of men to date your women. You wouldn't let that come up in the neighborhood. Like you can't go to no Italian neighborhood here in New York and go in there, like I told you before. Walk up in an Italian neighborhood like Howard Beach or Bensonhurst with an Italian white girl. Walk up in there with a white girl, an Italian girl. Them Italians will be all over your ass. Them Guineas will be all over your ass, your black ass. You understand? They'll kill you. But you so-called black males, because you have no community, you have no culture, which means you have no pride, you have no pride, you have no respect for anything, for nothing. You let everybody have their way with your woman. You let your sons go and be in part of anything. They don't find it necessary to continue the bloodline, because y'all don't teach that there is a bloodline. Y'all just black, whatever that is. We just black people, whatever that is. What the hell is black people? African American. What the hell is that? Some more chaos and confusion, some more nonsense. Nothing definitive. Nothing real. See, they give you all kinds of nondescript titles and identities to take so that you don't form a community around it. You can't form no community around no so-called African American, the African American community. Where the hell is the African American community? Where exactly is it? There is no African American community. There is no black community. Because in order for you to have a community, you have to have a culture. Culture comes first. You have to know exactly who you are or decide who you're going to be. You understand that? You have to know who you are in order to have a real community, a real community. You can't allow other people to tell you who you are. You got to decide that. You have to decide it. You have to decide it. You can't let some white man tell y'all Africans and y'all or y'all Indians or y'all this and that and the third. The so-called Indians that's here in this country, the so-called Native Americans, they already lost. They might well go ahead and be slaves too, because they allowed the white man to call them Indians. Some dirty white man named Christopher Columbus who came over on a damn ship, thought he was in India somewhere, and said, hey, them Indians over there. And they went right with it. They didn't even try to say, oh, we're not no Indians. They went with it. So what culture do they really have? And then you so-called ignorant black people want to run behind that and claim you Indian now. And you think you did that much better because now you no longer calling yourself African, you Indian. Same slave narrative, same slave title, same slave mentality. You don't have no pride for yourself. That's why your so-called black woman, she open her legs for any damn nation, man. She love. You tell a so-called black woman, oh, you know this Italian guy, this Spanish guy. She get all hot in her pants and whatnot for somebody who got a real nation, a real culture. Your so-called black woman. You tell her some Arab guy want to talk to her, some Italian guy, some Irish guy, or whatever. They get all hot in the collar for some guy who some guy who got a real nation and culture who want to talk to them. You want to talk to them? Oh, his black ass. Okay, whatever. Because they don't look at you as nobody, just like the world look at you as nobody. A bunch of nothings. They look at you as zero, nobody, because you don't have no culture. And if you have no culture, you acknowledge that you come from nothing, or that you say you have no culture. That means you going no place. You can only go somewhere when you have a culture. See, all these other races of people here on this planet, they have cultures. You understand? Because that culture bonds people together. That culture bonds people together. You understand that? Black people ain't got no culture. That's why y'all apart. That's why people take advantage of you. That's why you got to do the things you do, or you feel you got to do the things you do out here to survive and make it in the world, because you have no foundation. You have no community. You have your people are not together. That's like I said. That's why you can spread black people out amongst anything. Hell, the damn homosexuals and lesbians got a real community. Y'all, a stronger community than so-called black people. The damn homosexuals and lesbians, they got a real community. You understand? And it's respected. It's respected. You understand that? You don't hear them getting pulled over by the police. You don't hear them getting stopped. You understand that? I'm gonna put it even down. You want to think it's a color thing and a race thing? Here, you got so-called Africans who driving around. I don't hear about them getting stopped or harassed by the police. And if they get harassed by the police, it's because the so-called police might think they're y'all. They might think y'all. They think they African Americans, so-called African Americans, black people. But if this is a Nigerian over here, or a damn or a so-called Nigerian or so-called Ivory Coast, somebody from the Ivory Coast, you know, in them countries in Africa. You understand? In the western part, if they find you African, they're gonna leave you alone. The police will leave you alone. Why? Because they know, and everybody respects culture. Everybody respects culture. Because with culture comes morals. With culture comes a certain way of conducting yourself. Culture comes morality. You understand that? Like I said, I point out to this thing about the Arabs again. Now, the white man stay up here telling this thing about, oh, the Arabs is dangerous and, they're just terrorists and this, that, and the third. Well, how come the police don't never stop them and harass them? How come the police ain't never in their neighborhoods harassing them? How come? How come you don't hear about the police in their neighborhoods harassing them, bothering them? Answer: because they have a culture, and thus they have a real community. The Arab community, the Muslim community, whatever they want to call it, they have a community and culture. That's why they don't bother them. They women got their asses covered. They not walking around half naked. They not walking around all ignorant up in stores and acting like savages and whatnot. They're not doing that. The men ain't standing around on the street smoking marijuana all day and getting high and popping their mollies and selling drugs. They not doing that. See, they not doing that. They going about their business, raising their families, working together and living together as a community. That's what they doing. See, when you don't got no community and no culture, you ain't doing that. You not doing that when you ain't got no community and culture. You ain't doing that. You got what you got right now in the so-called black neighborhoods, which ain't going to even be your neighborhoods for much longer. You got chaos and confusion. When there is no culture and community, there's nothing but chaos and confusion. When you got no culture, no community, is nothing but chaos and confusion, disorder, lawlessness, drug dealers, faggots, lesbians. You understand? Trannies, baby mamas, or women with 5 and 6 different baby daddies. This is what you got going on. All the sideshow stuff is going on in your damn community. All kinds of degeneracy. The little guys standing around smoking weed all day, drinking cough syrup, listening to monkey music. Damn monkey music. This is what they listening to. This is why you got what you got today. You understand that? This is why the so-called black community is in chaos. And then you Negroes got the nerve to turn around and talk about you want to throw some money at the damn problem. Talking about, oh, yeah, we need some money. See, if we get some money, then everything going to be right. Knowing the hell it's not going to be all right. You still missing the point. And those people who teaching this nonsense that money going to make things better, you need to get rid of them. Get rid of them niggas, because they'll be the first ones to sell out. They'll sell out. Anything that's going on where we start to put together the community and put together the culture and whatnot and go forward, those are the niggas that'll sell out. Those are the niggas going to stab you in the back. Because everything with them is money, 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 money. Material possessions. Why? Because they see themselves as possessions. They two-dimensional. So you can't deal with a two-dimensional person. You can't explain the need for culture and community to a two-dimensional thinker. Somebody who sees himself as possessions and everything with them is about possession. That's why they keep talking about money is the problem. No matter how much you show them, money is not the problem. Money is not the issue, because black people got money. Black people got money. No matter how much you explain to these idiots that you ain't going to do nothing but give the goddamn money back to the white man anyway. That's all you're going to do with it. What makes you think by you having money that's going to make things better? It's not going to make things better. You're just going to have a whole bunch of ignorant people with money, simple-minded people with money. I'm not saying that money can't be utilized, but you can't utilize money if your mind is not right to set up a community and a culture. If community and culture is not in place as the foundation, then money's not going to matter. You're going to do the same things you so-called black people do with the money, the stupid things you do with money, you will continue to do. You will continue to buy 55-inch screen TVs and a little-ass apartment. You will continue to buy Louis Vuitton this and Gucci that and whatever the case is and whatnot, but you won't bring no nutritious food in your house. You'll feed your kids Chinese food and McDonald's all damn day. You understand that? You won't take care of your families and whatnot. You won't take care of yourself. You will continue to have this low-minded mentality when it comes to family, self, and kind. Money's not going to fix that. Only community and culture can fix that, so that our women can learn to be women again, so that our men can learn to be men again. That's the only thing that's going to fix this. And those people who are not on that page, get rid of them, man. Cut them off. That's the majority of your so-called black race. They not with that. They ain't with that. They still thinking about the money. Where the money at? Yeah, brother, I hear you, but what's up with the money, brother? I hear you. We could get all that straight when the money comes. No, you niggas not going to get that straight. You ain't trying to do that. You just want some money so you can go give it back to the white man. So you niggas can have a spend off. How fast can I can get my money back faster to the white man than you can. I'm gonna buy a Escalade. I'm gonna buy some Louis Vuitton. I'm gonna buy 300 pair of sneakers. I'm gonna buy a Bugatti. That's what's gonna happen when you niggas get money. You're gonna give it right back to the white man. You can't wait to give it back to him. Like a bunch of damn slaves, man. You ain't gonna do nothing with it. You ain't building no businesses with it. And if you build businesses with it, all you niggas gonna do is rip each other off, man. You gonna try and rip each other off. You niggas get some money, the little niggas, you get some money, you gonna try to buy drugs and resell them to your own people. That's the mentality of the nigga with money. You gonna try to rip your own people off. You can't do nothing with people like that. That's the mentality when you put money in the hands of people who are mentally damaged. Black people are mentally damaged because they have no culture and they have no community. They have no culture, they have no community. They are mentally disconnected. Culture and community connects you to something higher. It gives you a higher purpose. It makes you see beyond your individuality. See, when you have no culture, you have no community, all you think of yourself as is an individual. And that's black people's problem today. Everything with you is that you want to be individuals. Oh, yeah, I hear what he's saying, but, I'm my own God. I'm going to do me. I'm my own God. I'm going to do me. I'm my own God. I'm going to do me. Yeah, until something happens to your black ass. Till you find yourself in a neighborhood with a white man and with a bunch of white men stomping you out or blowing your brains out, the police stopping you, then all of a sudden you want to get all blackified. You looking for the group, the so-called black people, to get your back. You understand? You looking to file a discrimination case because you a so-called black person. When you identify with black people, you already identifying as part of a group. So, but like I said, you only want to do it when you can get some money out the deal. You understand that? That's all you want. The so-called black race is mentally ill. And the only thing that's going to fix that is culture and community, where our people can be trained to be real men and real women again, where we can raise our children up again, where we change the narrative, we change the direction. And if it takes separating from the majority of the so-called black race to do it, then so be it. That's going to happen. I'm telling you. You're not going to be able to make a change unless there's a separation within the so-called black race. You understand? You're not going to be able to make a change. There will be no change amongst within the so-called black community and whatnot until there's a culture and community put in place going forward. If that's not going to happen, you can forget about it, man. A lot of you simple Negroes, some of you, when you get money, you want to go live around white people because you see that they got more of a mindset of culture and community than so-called black people. So you'll go live around white people. You understand that? And like I said, I understand that because like you want to live in a place where you can raise your children. But a lot of you so-called black people that's running to be around these Caucasians, like I said, your children end up being damaged because the little white kids, they're going to sit up here and spew out the racism that their parents got. They'll be calling your kids niggas or treating them like a bunch of outcasts because you don't belong around them anyway. You trying to fit in amongst different cultures and different races and whatnot because you trying to find an identity. Your children going to be walking around trying to act like they Caucasian, and the white man going to show them, no, you're not Caucasian. You're not one of us. And then they're going to be mentally scarred because you tried to push this false narrative that we all the damn same. We're not the same. We are not the same. We are not the same. When y'all going to get that through your thick skulls? When you're going to get through your thick skulls that money's not going to fix the matter. You understand that? When you're going to get it through your thick skulls that money's not going to fix the matter. Opportunities, education, that's not going to fix it. What's going to fix it is culture and community. One culture, one direction, one creator, one Lord. That's it. Then you can start fixing the ills and whatnot. See, because when you got that, then when you proud of who you are as a culture and as a race of people, or persons, I should say, when you are proud of that, then you don't allow things to just happen in your neighborhoods anymore. Like I said, you don't allow things to happen in your neighborhood no more. Then you won't look at the drug dealer. Your sons and your daughters won't look up to the drug dealer no more. You understand? They won't look up to the hoe in the damn hood, the loudmouth hoe anymore. See, because when you got culture and community, and you know that your family is living for something better, living for something greater, then you don't look up to the drug dealer no more. You see him for just what he is. You see him as a scumbag, some parasite, some nigga that's feeding on your neighborhood, terrorizing your neighborhood, something he would not dare go into the white neighborhood and do. But he gonna do it in your neighborhood, and then y'all gonna want to get rid of his black ass and all the drug dealers and all the gangbangers. You gonna want them out from amongst you. But see, you allow that because you have no culture and no community. You allow these things to take place in your neighborhood. You allow crack, cocaine, heroin, and drugs to be sold in your community because you have no community, you have no culture. So you have nothing to be proud of. You think of yourself as a bunch of black people. I'm just a black man. I'm just a black woman. We just trying to make it out here, and we just trying to survive. You know, that old slave mindset. That's why you allow people to do what they do in your neighborhoods. That's why you allow people to come in your neighborhoods and make money. Nobody should be in those stores that's owned by no Chinese, Arabs, no Koreans, no anything. Nobody should be in their stores. You can't go in their neighborhood and open up a damn thing. Hell, they catch you staying in their neighborhood, walking around their neighborhood too long, they calling the cops. You understand that? And that's what they're supposed to do. That's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to get rid of people who they deem undesirable in their neighborhood. That's what they're supposed to do. People who's too stupid to understand that the only way that you're going to survive what's coming is if y'all come together collectively. But you can't get that through the minds of the majority of the so-called black race because, like I said, they got an individual mindset. They're not looking to come together as a culture and community. They're not willing to sacrifice their own individual petty ways. They're not willing to do that. You understand that? And that's going to be their downfall. That is what continues to be your downfall. Like I said, and I'm going to say it again. I gave, for you Negroes who say, well, brother, what's the solution? I wish you conscious niggas would stop asking what the solution is because you don't really want a solution. You like chaos and confusion. You like constantly arguing back and forth, talking about white supremacy and the white man. You like constantly smoking your weed in the damn hood and whatnot, listening to your monkey trap music and whatnot. You like that. You understand? You like that foolishness. You like these loose-ass black females out here who run around the hood, these hood rats. See, when there's culture and community, there is no more hood rats. There is no more hood rats. When there's culture and community, there ain't no dope fiends in the damn neighborhood. When there's culture and community, you ain't got to worry about your children disappearing like in Atlanta when you had the Atlanta child murders back in the 80s. Those of you who are old enough to remember that, when they had all them kids turning up missing, them little black kids turning up missing, black boys and whatnot turning up missing, some young black men turning up missing in Atlanta child murders and whatnot. See, if there was a culture and a community in place, that wouldn't have happened. That wouldn't have happened. Stuff like this happens. You so-called black men and black women get preyed upon like lambs. You get preyed upon because, like I said, this is how you conduct yourself. You move like individuals. You move like individuals. That shouldn't even have happened. That shouldn't have happened. It shouldn't have been nobody should have been able to come through there and do that. But like I said, when you got people that's more concerned with getting high, people that's more concerned with getting laid, people that's more concerned with playing some music or having a goddamn block party or whatever you doing, whatever degeneracy you doing, where you can't watch your damn children. You just let them run wild and whatnot, where anybody could just come pick your children up. The white man could come through there, probably a bunch of Klansmen come through there and pick up your kids, kidnap your kids, and take them and kill them somewhere. They know they can do that. See, they know they can do that. It's supposed to be groups of men, swarms of men walking the streets protecting them babies and a community and a culture. When you got a culture and community, it's supposed to be swarms of men out there, squads of men. Like armies of men, soldiers. You understand? Protecting the neighborhood, protecting the women, protecting the children. Ain't nobody getting picked up. They supposed to be scared to come through your neighborhoods. But see, that don't happen because you so-called black men and black women are weak mentally. You would rather have chaos and confusion in your neighborhood just so that you don't have to be responsible. You'll keep letting the madness, the chaos and confusion go on. You'll keep letting your daughters grow up and being damn sluts and whores, and letting your sons grow up to be damn gangbangers and whatnot, and tattooing themselves up. You'll keep allowing their sons to join gangs, your daughters to have multiple baby daddies. You'll allow the degeneracy to go on just because you don't want to be responsible, because you don't want to stand up for nothing. You'll allow it to go on. That's why I don't feel sorry for you. Because everything that happened to black people, they bring it on themselves. Everything from police brutality, from police killing your black asses, from you Negroes getting disrespected in Hollywood, where you gotta be damn homosexuals and lesbians and get under the damn white man and be a degenerate and a freak for him so he could give you a damn movie role or give you some money to make a movie. Everything trickles down to when you don't have culture and community in place. All of this trickles down to where your woman gotta go out here to work for the white man and be damn treated like a sex object. Every man treating your woman like a damn sex object, and she trying to act like a sex object. You understand that? How your so-called black woman out here get disrespected by every man because they ain't afraid that you so-called black men going to stand up and do nothing. They ain't afraid of that. They know you ain't going to do a damn thing because you ain't got, like I said, there's no culture. There's no community. There's no connection to that sister. She just in your mind say, oh, that's just some bitch. That's just some bitch. That's your mind. That's just some bitch. That ain't my sister. That's just some bitch. Yeah, my black sister, but, if something happened, I ain't going to do nothing about it. You understand that? You niggas are videotaping. That's right. On World Star. It'll be on World Star. You understand that? And you so-called black females, a lot of you don't deserve to be protected because you got this liberal mentality. A lot of you don't deserve to be protected. You understand that? You don't act like women no more. See, when you're a woman, you're going to get protected. When you're a real woman, you will get protected by real men. You understand that? But when you acting like a female, you can expect anything. You can expect anything. You understand? That's why you can see that. Everything that happened to so-called black people, y'all just don't want to admit that you bring it on yourself. Everything, police brutality, everything. Because like I said, they know you don't come from nothing. They know you ain't about nothing. They know you don't come from nothing. They know you ain't about nothing. They know you don't come from the so-called white man. These goddamn police, the government, the elites, the Illuminati. I go all the way to the top. They already know you niggas ain't about nothing. They know they could just take your children off the street whenever they want to and kill your kids. You ain't going to do nothing. You understand that? Same way that they used to do down south, they just snatch a little black kid off the damn street and hang him. Or snatch a little black girl and rape her and kill her. They know they could do that. They know you niggas ain't going to do nothing about it because y'all ain't no real community. You look at them little white girls wrong or look at some white woman wrong, them white men will be ready to kill you. See, because that's they like I said, they more of a culture and community. They don't play. They feel responsible for each other. See, because they know if something happened to one of them, you trying to attack the whole beehive. You trying to attack the whole herd, and they all coming at you. That's how y'all supposed to be. But you got to be in the right mindset. You ain't gonna stand up for nobody who acting like a damn nigger or a niggerette. You ain't supposed to stand up for that person. You're supposed to kick them the hell out your neighborhood, out your community. You're supposed to excommunicate them. You ain't supposed to allow no damn hood rats in your neighborhood. You ain't supposed to allow no homosexuals or lesbians or trannies or whatever nonsense in your neighborhood. You ain't supposed to allow no damn gangbangers. You understand? Drug dealers in your neighborhood. You ain't supposed to allow that. But see, that's what happens. See, because if that didn't exist in your neighborhood, the police wouldn't be in your neighborhood. They'd be like, oh, we don't have to really police their neighborhood because they have their own culture and community, and those guys they take care of the community. We don't really have to heavily police their neighborhood. They're a bunch of law-abiding, upstanding people in their community. That's how they're supposed to talk about us. See, the same way they talk about the Jews. And I know you niggas gonna sit up here and talk about, oh yeah, well see they white, that's why. Well, what about the Africans? How come you don't hear nothing come about the Africans? Or the Arabs, or the East Indians? Why they don't bother them? Answer, because they have a community and they have a culture. Because you niggas always got excuses. Well, yeah, you saying that. You always got an excuse why that happened, why this happens. Everything that happens to black people, everything is your fault. Everything. You understand that? Even slavery. I'm going to go out and say slavery is your damn fault. Because you didn't form a community and a culture on that plantation when y'all got kidnapped, or however they say you came here, or you got brought on them plantations. Because slavery should have lasted it shouldn't even been able to last. Everybody should have been flipping. Everybody, from women to children to men, everybody should have been flipping. Burning down the white man's, the damn devil's house, the damn cracker house. Everybody should have been cutting throats, killing, and spilling blood. Like the white man would have did if you would have did that to him. Houses should have it shouldn't be no damn southern plantations. They should have all been burnt the fuck down. Blood should have been spilled. And anybody who didn't want to do it, their blood should have been spilled. You understand that? That's how that was supposed to go down. Because they're going to fight you to the death. They should be like, damn, we don't want them niggas. Get them niggas out of here. They ain't going. We can't. We can't enslave them. Get these niggas out of here. We can't take this. They gonna make our lives a living hell. You understand? They shouldn't have had a moment's rest. They shouldn't have had a moment's rest. Every time they should have been like, well, shit, we can't do no slavery down here. Them black folks, them niggas ain't gonna take this. They're gonna burn down the plantation. They ain't gonna work. They gonna start killing. Even if some of y'all gotta die and whatnot, they gotta die too. They gotta die too. But see, when you don't have community and culture, when you don't have kinship, you don't feel that way. You like, oh well, that's them over there. I'm gonna survive. I'll be all right. And the nigga woman, I'll just sleep with the white man if he want me for sex. I'll be his bed wench. I'll be his hoe. I'll be his bitch. I'll be whatever I gotta be to survive. She should be put to death. She should be put to death. Or that nigga that's going to run back and tell he should have been put to death. You understand that? See, you give them hell. Same way they got no problem giving you hell. You give them hell. You give them hell. You understand that? That's how that was supposed to go. But see, that happens when you don't have a community, you don't have a culture. That's what happens. That's what happens. When your so-called black woman today, she ain't got no problem walking around with a damn perm in her head. She got no problem walking around with a perm in her head, blonde wig on her head. That's the mindset of a so-called woman. That's the mindset of a so-called woman who got no pride. Right? She don't want to wear her natural hair. She don't want to be who she is. She want to mix her seed with other races of men. She want to lay down with the white man, the white males, and with all these other races of men like a damn whore and a slut. Why? Because she don't got no pride for herself. She don't know who she is. She don't value her bloodline and her seed. So she don't mind destroying her bloodline and seed. She don't mind doing that because she got no knowledge of who she is. You understand? She got no culture. She got no culture. She got no community to stand on. You understand that? These young black boys putting blonde streaks in their hair, red streaks, and all kind of madness, all kind of foolishness, looking like a bunch of damn weirdos, putting on damn Def Leppard T-shirts, damn Kiss T-shirts, and all kind of degenerate shit all over them, white degenerate shit all over them. White degenerate shit, rock bullshit. You understand? That's because there's no community and no culture. That's why. Your damn daughters want to be like Marilyn Monroe. You understand? blonde hair on her damn head, looking like a damn retard, looking like some damn weirdo. Nigga, woman, dark as the ace of spades, walking around with a blonde wig on her head. That's because that's no community and culture. When you got somebody walking around your neighborhood like that, she crazy. Something wrong with her. Get her out of here. Get her black ass out of here. That's what you're supposed to do with her. Get her out of here. We don't want her infecting our daughters with that madness. We don't want her infecting our daughters with that madness. We don't want her infecting our daughters with that madness. You understand? Exactly. Got white girl posters on her damn wall in her room. Barbie or whoever else. The Kardashians, whoever the fuck she got on her wall. Excuse my language tonight, but it's raw. It's just coming through like that. Exactly. Justin Bieber. You got to be crazy. Your goddamn sons are worshiping some damn cave boy. Your daughters want to lay down with a caveman. That's how you know you sick. That's when you know there's no goddamn culture. There's no community. You understand that? That's when you know that. Your daughters want to bring home Captain Cave Boy. They lusting over some damn caveman. Or your son's lusting over some damn cave woman. You understand that? That's sickness. Sick. But that's what happens when there's no community and no culture. You're not raising them up about nothing. You're not raising up men and women. You're going to continuously raise up males and females. You understand? That's what you're going to continue to raise. And like I said, keep on talking about throwing money at the problem. Oh, we need some businesses. Like I said, keep on feeding that false narrative. Keep on feeding that false narrative that we Africans and it takes a village to raise a child. Look, man. Look. You niggas with that African proverb nonsense and that African BS. Look, man. You just keep that, okay? Keep that. You can keep that. You understand that? Y'all can keep that whole African narrative. Because y'all ain't trying to be no community. You understand? You ain't trying to raise no children. You're not doing that. Everybody taking your children. Like I said, you see how so-called black people are. Like I said, they did that thing with the coolest monkey in the jungle thing at H&M. What happened? You niggas still going in H&M shopping. You still going in H&M shopping. Niggas still in there. And everybody know about that. It ended up set their bottom line. And like I said, that just goes to show you when you all sit up here and talk about, oh, you know, white people, all white people ain't racist. Oh, they not? They not? See, if they wasn't racist, then you know what should have happened? Everybody should have stopped going to H&M because they should have saw it as a racial slur. Because like I said, they quick to come out if you say something being some homosexuals or some lesbian. They quick to come out if you do something to some animals. But like I said, they can call a little boy a monkey. You understand? They could call a little boy a monkey. And then this simple ass nigga mother, I'm calling her simple ass nigga woman, nigga female. Because some people, oh, ain't that serious. I need to get out of that. See, that's what happens when there's no culture and no community. Ignorant people start to run rampant. Simple-minded people start to run rampant. They start to take hold of the community or the neighborhood. They start to control the narratives. You understand? When there's no real community, no real culture. See, because if you don't know right by now, the ones who taken over the so-called black community, the black issues and whatnot, is homosexuals and lesbians. That's who run Black Lives Matter. And who controls that? George Soros. Bunch of white men control that whole homosexual lesbian agenda, and they're going to use that to run the so-called conscious community, black community, whatever black concerns and whatnot. That's what's behind that. That's what's behind that. And like I said, that happens because when you have no culture, when you have no community, when you refuse to stand together under one name that you all decide is going to be, one name that you decide is going to be, one name that you're going to decide is going to be. I don't care if you got to start from scratch. When you all don't stand together with that, one language that you're going to decide is going to be, one language that you're going to decide is going to be, one language that you're going to, not the white man telling you that you are African, Not the white man telling you that you are African American. Not the white man telling you that you a Negro. Not the white man telling you that you a Neger or that you are Indian or other foolishness, whatever madness. When you decide, that's when things like this will stop happening. That's when your police brutality is going to stop. That's when your red line district, where people are going to stop owning businesses in your neighborhoods, and then you going to own all the businesses in your neighborhood. See, that's when you'll own all the businesses and all the buildings in your neighborhood. That's when you know you'll be going shopping and you'll be turning over money in your neighborhoods and in your communities. You'll know that because you're one community. You're not going to allow nobody to come in here and open up nothing. You're not going to allow nobody to come in your neighborhoods and open up nothing. You're not going to allow some so-called black female to come traipsing through there with some white man on her arm. You ain't going to allow that shit, because the white man ain't going to allow it. The white man expect you to eat shit and take shit that he wouldn't do. He wouldn't do it. Why? Because he ain't got no respect for you. Because you don't deserve no respect. You understand? He gonna tell you to put up with and take shit that he ain't gonna take. You understand? And y'all do it. You so-called black men, you ready to kill each other in a heartbeat, gang bang on each other, but you won't do it to the white man. You won't dare go in their neighborhood and sell no drugs. You won't dare do that. You niggas are cowards, man. You cowards. You cowards. See, them niggas need to be done away with in a real community and a culture. Real men would do away with them and would deal with them, because they are nothing but parasites. They no different than the damn Arabs, the Chinese, and the other vultures that feed on your community, the damn dope dealers, the gang bangers. They no different. See, like I said, when community and culture is there, then you no longer looking up to these people. They become undesirables. You stop looking up to them, because I noticed that's something you so-called black people do. They'll look up to niggas like this in the hood. They look up to niggas in the hood. Niggas selling drugs and dope on the block, shooting up the block. They'll paint murals to these niggas on the damn walls in the hood. Paint murals to these scumbag niggas. These jailhouse niggas. Look up to them. Bunch of damn slaves running around selling drugs and killing their own people just to give the money back to the white man. Just to do that. They look up to them. Oh, that's that dude. They the snowmen. They getting that money, my G. They getting that money. Yeah, and they give it right back to their white slave master, my G. But see, when you got culture and community, you got pride. You don't look up to these niggas. You don't look up to them. You see them for just what they are. Damn monkeys. A bunch of damn monkey-ass slave niggas. Scum. Cowards. You understand that? That's what you see them as. Call them as you see it. Don't be afraid to say that. They'll get tough with you and rise up to you, but when the white man come in the blue uniform, these niggas ain't tough no more. You understand that? And the white man shouldn't have to even come in the neighborhood, because he know, hell, well, I'll just ride through there and everything's all right there. They don't have, those people never have any problems or anything, because you know the men there, they well groomed, they take care of themselves. The neighborhood is well kept up and everything, and the stores are owned. It's really decent community neighborhood. That's how they're supposed to say. You understand that? So y'all do that to yourself. Everything you do to yourself. Everything. You don't hear the conscious community take blame in the community. You don't hear them doing that. Everything is the police, the white man, white supremacy. They never turn the blame on themselves. They never do that. How often you going to ever hear that? Or them giving the narrative that, listen, man, if we was actually a community and a culture, if we put all this shit aside, we stop with this, I'm a Israelite, I'm a Muslim, I'm a Christian, I'm a Moor, I'm a 7-day Adventist, I'm a Catholic, I'm a whatever, it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. So you should have no problem doing away with it. All of it is bullshit. I said it. So, therefore, it shouldn't have to be no argument about it. But see, a lot of you so-called black men, you would rather keep the chaos and confusion going rather than move past it. We just come with a whole nother name, like we did in the Republic of MENTELLECT. We are the Mentellians. Mentellian is our language, and we can back that up as the Republic of MENTELLECT. We can back that up. It didn't come from a white man. It didn't come from no black man. It came through a bright man, Amen. See, because you can't look to the so-called black man or the white man or any man, like I said, who got a three-dimensional mindset, who is stuck in people, place, and possession. Majority of you so-called black people are stuck in possession. That's why this conversation here, this would either vex you or you wouldn't be interested in listening to it, because I'm not talking about no sneakers. I'm not talking about no trap music. I ain't talking about tracing no money to get back to white man like you slave-minded niggas want to hear. Yes, I'm not talking about no controversial nonsense. You understand? Or what you think is controversial. Some made-up news or some false narrative. Or I ain't trying to sit up here and talk a whole bunch of stuff about chakra points and all this other nonsense, all this BS, and talking about the cosmos and chakra points and all that BS. You understand? That's why I don't, that's why I'm not looking for 50 to 60,000 views on the videos and whatnot in 2 or 3 days. I'm not looking for that. This message is real. It's real and it's raw. It's real and it's raw. It's real and it's raw. And that's what it stands on. The reality. Not like this other crap. Not like this other crap. We're going to stand on the truth until we can't stand no more. And then we're going to sit down for a second. We're going to get back up again. We will continuously rise from this reality. This reality is of Amen. If we had a real community culture, we would have a real community leader. And we wouldn't have a need for a conscious community, a fake conscious community with a bunch of talking heads talking about nothing. We wouldn't have a lot of chaos and confusion going on. And a real community culture, when you have a real community and culture, you have young men going to school to be doctors, be lawyers, right? Young women going to school to be doctors, be lawyers, dentists, things like that. Those people are focused in what they want to do and what they want to accomplish in their careers. They're not getting out of school and whatnot, $100,000 in debt, and then they're going to look for a job for the white man or any other man. They're getting real professions that can help the community, the culture, that can help the community, can help the culture, like how the Jews do. You understand? They got doctors and lawyers all throughout their thing, and they help each other out. They make sure they're good. You understand? They look out after each other. You understand that? They look out after each other. See, that's not the mindset of so-called black people. You want to claim black power, black supremacy, black this, but then when you get sick or anything happens, you want to go run into the white man or some Arab or somebody else. Why isn't that black power or that black pride and that black power and that consciousness produce communities and cultures where we can do for it of and by ourselves and whatnot? Why are you not pushing children, sons, young boys and young men and young women going to school to be doctors and lawyers and dentists, all the things that a community needs? Why are you not pushing for that? That should be the topic. That should be the focus. Why are you not pushing for your children to have your own schools and whatnot, pulling your children out of these public schools where they're being poisoned mentally? See, because when you have community and culture, you're not sending your kids to public school to be educated by the white man. You're not doing that. You understand? The Jews, like I said, they're not going to trust their children, which they consider to be precious, and your children are supposed to be precious. They're not going to trust them to some inferior education system where they just throw anybody in there. But y'all do that. See, but you wouldn't do that if you had a real community and a real culture, because then you'd be like, I'm taking pride in my children because they're the future. I'm taking pride in them. This one gonna be a doctor. He gonna be a doctor. She gonna be a dentist. This one gonna be a lawyer over here. And when you say the community is behind that. Even if it means putting up money for them to complete their college and whatnot, and their medical school, whatever they need to get done, the community is gonna pay for that, because we know. Contractually, as a communal contract, they're going to come back and they're going to set up a practice in the community, in the neighborhood. And they're going to take care of our children. You understand? They're going to birth our children so they ain't got to go to no damn hospital somewhere You understand? And may survive. Your babies may come out alive, or they might come out dead, or get shot up with some kind of thing. Next thing, your children homosexuals and lesbians later on down the line. You understand? You know that's not happening when you have the doctor in your neighborhood. You understand? He's part of the community. He's part of the culture. You understand? He's not an outsider. See, that way black people don't think that way because y'all still think like possessions. You don't even think like people. That's why when I say stuff like this, it go in one ear and right out the other with the mass majority, because all you want to hear is, oh, when them new Jordans coming out, when that new CD coming out, when that new 29-inch screen coming out, when the basketball game, when the playoffs going to be on, when the football. In other words, you think about possessions. You're possessed by possessions, and thus you think of yourself as two-dimensional possessions. So, like I said, I'm not even talking to the mass majority of people. I'm talking to those who are on the three dimension and higher, who moving. I'm talking to those people. I'm talking to actual people out here. I'm not talking to a bunch of caricatures who acting like they people. You understand? But really, they just a bunch of moving possessions. Like the white man called you. Y'all a bunch of moving possessions. That's why he had no problem taking you into slavery, because he already knew that you would go willingly. A lot of you would go willingly. All he had to do is do certain things to control the narrative of it, beat a few people, kill a few people, rape a few people, do horrifying things to scare you into submission, to act as possessions, and not to work together as people. You understand? And when you work together as people, you become that community. You start to build that bond, and can't nobody break that. You understand? That's why he know when he tells somebody go get a damn rope and a noose, he's standing around, he about to hang a young black boy or a young black girl or beat somebody. Grown-ass men standing around watching it. You understand? Because they think of themselves as possessions. Oh, I better not do that. We better not kill the slave man. We better not kill the master. You know what I'm saying? We just, she shouldn't have acted up. That's because that's how they expect you to act, even to this day. Even to this day. You niggas will let a white police officer beat a black woman down in the street and whatnot, and y'all stand there and watch, and y'all won't tear him to pieces. See if he could do that in a Jewish neighborhood. You understand that? Even though Shaquita 9 times, or LaQuisha, deserved to have her ass whooped by the police from acting like a damn hood rat and a slut. Because that's what your neighborhood is infested with, a bunch of damn hood rats. You understand? A bunch of ghetto birds and hood rats. They stand in the way of what could have been a real community and a real culture, a bunch of damn ghetto birds and hood rats. But see, y'all ain't willing to sacrifice your ways, because your ways are what breeds these ways, even if you have that Negro mentality. You understand that? You ain't willing to sacrifice that Negro mentality. So you're going to constantly keep breeding a damn bunch of hood rats and ghetto birds. You understand? You're going to keep on breeding that. This is why the things that happen, the way they do, they happen. So like I said, you can't put any energy in the so-called black race. You can't. You just take the best and the brightest and you keep moving. Leave them alone, man. Leave them alone, because this is what they want. The world, the thing that they going through with white man whipping their ass, they got to be scared every time a police officer pull up behind it, they're going to get shot. That's the world they want to live in. And they want you to live in that world of fear where they live at. They want you to be where they at. They want you to be degenerates like them. I don't have people come on my comment section and talk about, oh, yeah, I hear this guy, he talking about, yeah, they the elect and the chosen, this, that, and the third. Yeah, we'll see how that work out. We'll see. That's always a nigga for you. I'm talking to you, Goddess Juno, or whatever you call yourself. You understand that? Because we don't need you bringing your black female or black male doubt onto the thing. Don't listen to the videos no more. Because like I said, I'm speaking up for the free people. I'm speaking up for those free people, those free persons. I'm thinking ahead for those free persons. I'm not afraid to put my life on the line. You just sit your ass back and be quiet and whatnot, and just comment in the comment section and do nothing. Because, it just make me laugh how so-called black people always tell me, yeah, I hear him saying that and whatnot, but if the police come and whatnot, look, slave. I'm not scared of you I'm not scared of your slave master. I'm not like you. I'm not afraid of your slave master. You afraid of your slave master. You understand? That's exactly why the separation got to take place. And I'm heavy on that. I'm heavy on that separation. I'm heavy on that within the so-called black race, the bright race from the black race. I'm heavy on that. I'm heavy on that. I am so serious. You understand? I am so serious. That's because the police are their slave masters. That's why they fear the police. The police are their slave masters. You understand? The police are their slave masters. These same black people talking about how they fear the police and they ain't fear for that. These would be the same niggas that'll turn around and shoot another so-called black person and whatnot for staring at you too hard, be ready to fight another black person. That's why I don't feel sorry when you niggas, when the police shoot you niggas down. I don't feel sorry about that because you'll kill another black man, or be ready to fight another black woman, or be staring all hard, or you won't take care of your children. You'll make babies with some hood rat, LaQuisha, in the damn hood, and you're going to create a slum and a ghetto, you know, that's going to force the gangs and baby mamas and whatnot so that we can't build a community. So if it takes the damn devil to shoot you down in the damn streets to get rid of your kind, so be it. So be it, because you're never going to get it through your thick skull. That the age of the age of that nigga mentality is over. It's coming to an end. And it's either going to end with you, or well, it's going to end with you, or it's going to end with your children. But you coming down with your slave master, like it said, the beast done come down to you in fury, knowing that his time is short. What does that mean when it said the beast done come down to you in fury in Revelation, knowing his time is short? That means he's coming up off his throne, man. He's coming down, and he's going to drag on you as many black people with him as he can. He's coming down off his throne. Because the inevitable is happening. A new community is coming about. A new culture is coming about. And it was not born in the minds of man or mankind. It was born and it was transmitted by way of Amen to the elect. That's what's going on. You understand? You'll look at these people as just what they are in your neighborhood. They're a bunch of damn terrorists. The drug dealers, the gangbangers, the damn the hood rats, the baby mamas, 50 kids, 40 kids, and whatnot, 50 different baby daddies. You understand that? Ain't no talking to them. Ain't no cleaning them up. They're going to be their damn degenerate selves. There's no talking to them. There's no cleaning them up. You understand that? Ain't no talking to them. Ain't no cleaning them up. So you better off just separating from them and creating that community and not having these people in your community. Not having these degenerates in your community. Not having your children going to schools with the children of degenerates. Not having your quarantining these people out of your communities. You need to do that. We must do that if we're going to have a chance to live on. For our bloodline to continue, we need a community and we need a culture. We can always get money. Money is nothing. Money is nothing. We can always get money. Money is nothing. You understand? They want you to think that money is the end-all, be-all. It's not the end-all, be-all. It is not. Because as soon as these niggas get money, all they do is throw it right back to the white man anyway. So it's just a circular, it's nothing but some circular transfer nonsense. That's all it is. We're not into circular narratives no more. The intelligent and bright ones can't be into circular narratives. Meaning it's the same old thing that's going to continue in a rotation, round and round and round and round. We can't do that no more. We have to have our minds fixed on a new day, a new reality, a new vision that is continuous, that is linear, that is without stop. That linear line, that straight and narrow path. Like my mentor, Dr. York, used to say, walk that siratul mustaqim, straight and narrow path. Constantly, no circles, no turns. Just keep going. That's the evolution we have to make. See, because like I said, if, you wake up and you realize that you're listening to the reality of our situation and you are able to hear it and others are not, that means you were the one that was chosen to evolve. You were the one that was chosen to evolve, and you must get away from those people, even if they was your homeboys and whatnot. If you was chosen to hear this message, you was supposed to continue this message. Those who heard the message and was like, oh, okay, whatever he do, whatever he sound good. Get away from them. Get away from them slave-minded Negroes. Get away from them. Understand? They're going to drag down your energy. They're going to drag it down. That's what they're here to do. They're here to put your light out. That's what they're here to do. They don't want to hear nothing about no so-called community or no culture. They don't want to hear that. They want a neighborhood full of chaos and confusion. They want niggas shooting in the street, selling drugs. You understand? Leaving baby mamas behind. That's the throwing chicken wings on the damn floor, pissing in elevators. That's what they want. That's what the sick-minded so-called black man wants nowadays. Or the sick-minded so-called black female and the black male. That's the conditions they want to live in today. Gunfire over their head, drugs being sold in the street, people scared to come out of their apartments. They might get robbed or their houses. And that's the world the so-called black man want to live in. The black woman. That's the world the so-called black male and black female want to live in. That world right there. Something that's anti-culture and anti-community. That's the world they want to live in. Because if you try and do a community and a culture and bring it together, first thing these niggas are going to say, oh, what's that, a cult? You trying to start a cult? You know, they're gonna try and talk like they slave master the white man. Because you trying to start a cult? Them niggas with that NAACP mindset. You trying to start a cult? Get away from them niggas. Get away from them. They homegrown slaves. They natural born slaves. They not about the future about the evolution of our people. They not about that. They're about the destruction of their people. They're about the destruction of their people. And you know what happens? If they make enough money and the community or whatever's left of it is being destroyed, you know what these niggas are going to do? They're going to go and try to move into another community or to a white area and whatnot, and they're going to act like perfect citizens there. They're going to be law-abiding. They're not going to have niggas hanging around the street. Everything's going to be hunky-dory. That's how they do. Realize that. You know, realize that. Understand what it is that you're dealing with early. Because if you have an understanding of what you're dealing with, an understanding of what you're dealing with, we can't go forward as a broken people any longer. We won't even try to go forward as a broken people. You'll see things as they really are, not how you want them to be. You'll see things as they really are. Pay attention to that. We can't afford to be in a phantasm type of mindset. We need reality. We need our children. We need a community. We need that culture to raise them in. If you, like I said, if you don't worry when you in a community and a culture and your daughters and your sons going to school, you know they're going to school with children just like them because their parents is a part of the culture and part of the community. So you ain't worried about that. You already know when your children going to school with these other children that they're not being exposed to degeneracy because you all follow the same culture, the same community. You all follow the same exact thing. So how is it, like I said, you don't have to worry about anything. And so, like I said, this is coming more and more. Community and culture, the two C's of life. You understand? That's coming. And like I said, those are people who are not for that. Those are people, oh, that's too, I don't know. This and that. I'm like, all right, have a nice day. I don't put energy into people who don't have the mental capacity or brain power to be able to understand something like this. Because I made it simple and plain. I made it very simple and plain. If they don't have the mental capacity for this, I can't deal with you. I don't got time for that. You know? This is all about the truth, the reality, the wisdom behind my words. Like I said, that's what this is about. We'll be right back. Phone call. 325.
Yes, Brother Newman. This is Cornelius. I really want to appreciate you, Brother Newman, honestly, and for what you have, done for me personally, and have actually worked through you, and have allowed me to see him personally. I really want to thank you, Newman, because what are you doing right now? No one else is doing. No one else is doing. And I really want to thank you, Brother Nova, because I've actually seen Ahmed with my own two eyes, and I know they came through you. Ever since I started listening to your message, I've been seeing visions,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Okay.
and it's one thing I would like to add on the conversation that you had about the community. On what you spoke on what you had spoke on. I think it was one of your other previous broadcasts when you stated that on how the Jews, on how they separate themselves from the European Caucasian people. And that's one thing we don't do. We don't separate ourselves from, the so-called black race and come in unity under that one covenant.
That's true.
And with that, huh?
No, I'm saying you're right.
Yeah, and with that separation, they formed a mastermind. That mastermind was working collective as one goal, one mind of to, reach one common goal. And our people, everything is about self, and that's why we don't have no community like you said. We have damn ghettos and damn, hoods, and especially up in Chicago where I was born and raised at, Hey, Brother Newman, I can't thank you. I can't thank you more, brother. Seriously, man. Seriously, I've seen Ahmed with my own two eyes. And I want to ask you a question. And like I said, I didn't really mean to get off topic. I ain't mean to get off topic or nothing like that. I was just calling to really, appreciate you and ask a few questions. I was gonna ask you like, how long you think it's gonna take from the time that we at right now for that solar holocaust to come?
It already started. When I say it already started gradually is because the intel is coming in here to gather the elect together. That in itself is representing the beginning of the Holocaust. Because before you have anything to come, you got to have the survivors, the people who are going to survive it, the people who are going to be able to transform themselves by way of it. You have to have them brought out first, and then you bring that about. So the bringing out of those persons, those personified beings who are going to receive those rays as a form of transmission and transmutation, they have to be brought out first and raised up before that happens. So beginning of them, this process taking place with them is the beginning of the solar holocaust. The raising of the elect is the beginning of the solar holocaust.
Okay, that makes perfect sense right there. That makes sense. That makes sense. And the other question I had want to ask though, we in order to have our membership with the group, it's mandatory that we pay $100, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay, and I absolutely have no problem with that, and I say that because we spend money on every damn thing else. You know what I'm saying? We throwing it away up on junk food and up on things that's killing us, and buying these $300 jeans like we had mentioned, and all this other stuff is bad is this damn hell that our so-called women is buying. So yeah, I would have to agree with that. I agree with that, Ruben.
Well, like I said, at this point, like I said, whether in anything that you do, you have to support it, whatever you do and whatnot. You should not want to support the beast, mankind. You should want to try and support him as less as possible and support this more than possible because this is about us. See, when you get people who have an issue with that, right, of, whatever dues we pay in the Republic of MENTELLECT, tax dues, whatever you want to refer to it as, When they got a problem with that, they really saying they got a problem with giving their money to their own kind and whatnot to keep something going, but they got no problem. They don't think twice about giving it to the white man. Way more.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
those kind of
right.
people, those kind of people, I don't want to join. I don't want them joining the Republican Mentellect. When they ask me about money, not saying you, but I'm just saying in general. That's why when people ask me about money, when people ask me about that, with all this knowledge I'm putting out, with all this intel I'm putting out, they got the nerve to ask me about money. I tell them, don't join the Republican Mentellect. If that's an issue, don't join. That should be the least of your worries. That should be the least of your worries. All the things that's coming, all the stuff I'm about to put out and things like that to gather this community as I am gathering them gradually, and you asking me about a lousy $100, not saying you, but anybody. Don't even bother sending that. Don't send in your letter. If that's a concern to you in 2018, if $100 a month, a lousy $100, anything is any concern. If you still worrying about money at this point, don't even send in your letter. I don't want you here. So nobody can never accuse me of saying, "Oh, see, Newbin about the money. He just want that $100." I don't want your $100. I told people that in there. I done went on the thing and I done cut people out of the comment section who got so much to say about the broadcast. The ones who got some negative things, I done blocked them from the broadcast. So I said, now you ain't got to listen no more. Since you saying I'm this, I'm that, and you got so much to say, you making reference about the money. Now you don't have to listen no more. You're blocked out, and we don't want your money. Now, what you gonna say now? So, die with the black race. That's my advice. Just die with the black race. And that's it. All right. Hello. All right. Call drop. All right. So, yeah. Like I said, I'm serious about that. We focused on community, and we focused on culture and community as the Mentellians. You know what I'm saying? As the Republican Mentellect, the Mentellians and our Mentellian language, and fostering and nurturing our Mentellian culture and our Mentellian community, which will be an international community. Because as I said before, we're not concerned with countries. We're not concerned with continents. We're not concerned with that. We're concerned with the whole goddamn planet. We're getting ourselves ready for the whole planet. We're not interested in countries and pieces of land and tracts. We're not interested in that. We want the whole planet. We want the whole thing. That's how we think. And some people say, that's a stretch, brother. How you going to do that, brother? Don't worry about it. It's not for you. We don't discuss these things. You don't discuss things like this with small minds. This is a gradual thing that will take place. See, the only thing we got to do is get ourselves together. Then everything will fall into place. We ain't looking for no spaceships to come out of the sky and somebody with two-edged swords start killing the white men. No, we ain't looking for that. All we gotta do is get ourselves together and things will fall in place. Because the only reason things are out of order and the reason because we out of order. When you out of order, when you are doing unlawful acts and you are out of order, then expect chaos and confusion to reign in your life. Simple as that. The only thing that's going to be able to put it back together is community. That's it. Community and culture. You understand? That'll cut the confusion. That'll cut the nonsense. That'll cut the crap. You know what I'm saying? That'll cut the stupidity and the ignorance. We're cutting through all that. We have to cut through all that in this day and time. You understand that? We got to cut through all that in this day and time. If that's not the mindset, if that is not the reality, if that is not where our people are looking to go in this day and time, then again, you're not our people. You're not our people. You understand that? You're not our people. If people want to approach me with petty things and whatnot, simple things and whatnot, I don't have no time to talk to people with foolishness and stupidity. This is about the community because the community is the strength. The community is the power. The community is Amen. The covenant is Amen. 325.
Yeah, brother Newman, this is my phone had it had dropped, but it was one last question I wanted to ask you. You don't mind if I like what I'm saying like pass out like advertisement letters and stuff because I'm out here up in Abilene, Texas. Like I was gonna ask you don't mind if I contribute to finding out people out here and contribute to, you know what I'm saying, finding them once I stick my $100 into my letter and all that. You wouldn't mind if I do that, would you?
Well, like I said, send in your letter, and we'll take a look at your letter. And once you become a member, once we decide whether you are worthy to become a member, because we're not just taking anybody. We're looking over. We're trying to scrutinize every letter. Once you do that, then you can work on that. Okay, we can do things and whatnot, but we don't want nobody who still got a. And that goes for anybody. I'm not saying you, but I'm just saying anybody. We don't want anybody who coming in here who still got a Negro mentality or a black mentality coming in here calling themselves Mentellians. That's not how this is going to work. You understand? We want real Mentellians in here, people who are hearing this message, listening to this message, and want to be part of this and want to be part of this community and this culture going forward. Not interested in having nobody here who want to be Negroes and whatnot, part-time Negroes that's coming in here. If you are a Negro, if you are a black person, if you are still a African American in 2018, stay away from us, please. Leave us alone. Stay away from. Don't join the Republican mentality. Don't send in your money. Don't send in any letters. I don't want it. We're gonna. We like I said. Your letter gonna disappear. If you got that mentality, don't send in nothing. If you can't cooperate, if you worrying about the money, you can't cooperate, or I can't take any orders. I can't have nobody telling me what to do. You got a nigga mentality. Stay out of the Republican intellect. That go for anybody sending a letter. Oh, you think I just want to see what they dealing with. No, don't see what we dealing with. We got nothing for you. There's nothing for you. Simple as that. I tell people all the time, if you got a problem taking orders and following law and standing together as a community and, like this, then don't even bother sending a letter. We don't want it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Nubi, I want to ask another question. Okay, as far as the website, right? What do I send in the money to, like a specific? What is like?
Go right to the website, brother. MENTELLECT-republic.com. Everything is there. Just go there. You been to the website?
Yes, I've been on it. I think that was a few days ago when I heard
okay. Everything is there. Everything is there.
Facebook.
Just read the instruction, follow the instruction. That's all. Send it up. Short letter, nothing long, straight and to the point. Why you want to be a member, a picture, and a blank $25 money order. That's it. That's all.
Okay.
And we'll look it over.
Okay.
Just like that. All right?
All right. Okay,
go
brother.
get a post. I would suggest
you.
For those who listen, I would suggest you get post office money orders. Please don't send any money orders from these places, these strange cities y'all in, where these money orders are strange and nobody never heard of them in the New York City areas and whatnot. Just go to the post office and get money orders from now on. All right?
Okay, the post office. Okay, brother. Much soul enlightenment to you, brother. And you continue. You know what I'm saying, up in your purpose, brother, because you're doing a hell of a job down here.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
I'll talk to you later.
All right, brother. Take care.
All right.
Bye-bye. All right, let me go ahead and answer these questions before we get out of here. Why do we need a real community and a culture of our own? Because this is the only way we're going to be able to live forward and go forward in the future. Without that, there's no hope. There's hope. It's hopeless. Without that, there's no hope. Because all we're going to have in these last days to come is us to depend upon. We're going to have to raise our sons, raise our daughters, educate our sons, educate our daughters, have them in a closed-off community separate from the so-called black race and everybody else. You understand? We're going to have to do that amongst our people. Same way the Jews do, same way the Amish do, same way all these people do who are trying to control the outcome of their people for the better. If that's truly what you want, better. And now, if that's not what you want, then like I said, this don't concern you. Don't listen to me. Please, don't listen to me. I'm only dealing with serious people. I'm not dealing with foolishness and stupidity. Can money replace community and culture? No, it cannot. No, money is not going to work. Throwing money at the problem, trying to get black people job training, giving them more jobs, giving them more handouts, giving them reparations, or whatever you want to do to give black people, so-called black people, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. You cannot throw money at people who are mentally damaged. I'm going to say it again. You cannot throw money at people who are mentally damaged. You understand? People who have a crab in the barrel mentality. People who have a nigger mentality. You understand? You can't throw money at that. We've been raw and uncut up here. I'm not trying to be politically correct up here. I'm being raw and I don't have time to be politically correct because I'm not a politician. I'm your brother and I'm being real. Are black people treated badly in society because they don't have a real community and culture? Yes, they are. That's exactly why you're treated badly. Because if you don't know who you are, that means you have no direction. You have no real reason for a living. You're just existing out here like roaches, like rats. That's it. The hell, the rats and roaches got more of a culture, and the ants got more of a culture and a kinship than you do. You understand? You're just out here taking up space, being useless eaters. So, of course, the police, the law enforcement, everybody going to take every chance, when they get a chance, to abuse your children, to abuse your men, to shoot them down, whatnot, because they're nothing. They could be used for target practice. They don't serve any other purpose, so let the white man use these niggas for target practice. You understand? Because all you're going to do is be in the hood making babies you can't take care of, gang banging, doing all kind of bullshit in the so-called hood, being niggas. That's all you're going to do. Nothing. Do children need to grow up in a real community and culture? Yes, they do. So that they have direction, so that they have instruction, so that they have a chance at a better life, so that they're not growing up getting molested, touched by strangers, being daughters growing up having trains pulled on them, being whores and sluts, being exposed to lesbianism and homosexuality, all kind of weird nonsense. You understand that? You have a better chance of avoiding that when you raise them in a community and a culture, when they know who they are, they have direction, they have goals in life. Do black people really want a real community and culture? The majority of black people, no. They want things to stay the way they are. They're looking for what the white man has to hand them out. That's what they're programmed for. That's it. They don't really want it. So that's why I'm not talking to the mass majority of black people. I'm not. I'm talking to the ones who can listen and hear this message. Listen and hear this message. Listen and hear this message of Mentellect. That's who I'm talking to. The rest of you, y'all don't listen to me. I got nothing for you. That's it. Join me Friday night for the next Mentellect radio broadcast. We'll be back here at 10 o'clock. I am the intellectual Nuben Menkarayzz. This has been Mentellect Radio.
It's the Republic of Mentellect, rising out the black race to the white race, out the black race to the white race. It's the Republic of Mentellect, black race to the white race. If it's hell, I'm in, then it's hell us. They tried everything just to spell us. Fed us religion, gave us fake gods. Through all of that, we beat the odds. Now we coming together under one flag. Colors red, gold, and blue. Superman, Superwoman, that's me and you. The infinite capabilities that we can do. We the Republic of Mentellect, rising out the black.